This is Reset. I'm Sasha-Ann Simons, and if you're just joining us, it is our weekly news recap. We've been getting updates on what's been happening in Springfield, City Council, the airports, even the Lincoln Park Zoo. With me are three world-class local journalists, Dan Petrella, Alex Nitkin, and Brandon Pope. All right, I'm going to devote a little bit of time to football. It was a disappointing season for the Bears with a record number of losses. So time to look ahead, right?
Yeah, they sucked. But we won the number one overall pick. First time since 1947, only the third time in franchise history.
Great.
And it comes at a great time because for this draft, the Bears have a lot of draft capital. That number one overall pick is coming at a time when there are like two or three great quarterbacks out there to be drafted. We already have our quarterback in Justin Fields, and Ryan Poles has said we're going to stick with Justin Fields. So that means that number one pick can be traded for more picks.
And there's a new CEO and president.
A new CEO and president, Kevin Warren. Yes, he's the former Big Ten commissioner. He was the first black commissioner of any Power 5 college football conference. Now he becomes the first ever black president and CEO of the Chicago Bears, replacing Ted Phillips. Now the Bears have a black president, black GM, black quarterback. They also have a black woman in the hiring office, and they're diverse, exactly,
Wow.
and their D&I named Tanisha Wade, who helps make these hiring decisions. So they've really been stepping up on the D&I side.
That's a big deal.
It is a big deal. We don't talk enough about Tanisha. She's doing an amazing job over there with the Bears. But he lives in the area, so this is not a big shift for him. He's familiar with football. He helped build the Vikings' new stadium, so he knows the NFC North. So, hey, welcome to the Bears, and we're going to see what this regime has in place.
Yeah. And Dan, there's a bill in Springfield that could have implications for the Bears. Da Bears. I've been practicing. Oh my gosh, I did it wrong.
It didn't feel authentic.
I did it wrong.
It's that hard
I'm
S
so
at the
sorry.
We'll work on it.
To my friends on YouTube, I'm sorry, I tried. I literally was working. Da Bears. Oh gosh.
Yes.
All right. Anyway,
I'm not going to attempt for fear of embarrassing myself.
my producers are like, after all that practice. But anyway, this bill could have implications for the football team and a possible move to the Burbs.
That's right.
Da Burbs.
There you go.
So there's a bill that passed, actually part of a package of a couple different bills, but the governor had been pushing for this. They're calling it a large business attraction fund, or they've referred to it as a deal closing fund, sort of a pool of money that they can use when negotiating with big businesses to help attract them to Illinois. And they put a provision into the legislation implementing this fund saying that it can't go to any professional sports team that is looking to relocate from one part of the state to another part of the state. So that's the Springfield way of saying, sorry, Bears, you're not getting any of this money. There are maybe other ways that they could try and get some money out of the state. They could seek their own legislation, but the governor, the legislature have been very cool to the idea of helping the Bears with this move.
Yeah.
They're going to the Burbs, y'all. Be ready.
They're going to the Burbs. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's jump to two quick college football stories. Chicago State University is considering adding a football team. Where are they in that process, Brandon?
So they launched an exploratory committee, and they say that means they're going to gather students, faculty, stakeholders, whoever those are, to figure out whether this is even feasible. The reasoning that they're thinking about football is their enrollment is less than 3,000. They've been having enrollment issues for a long time, but the pandemic has not helped them at all, and they think that bringing football here, Division I football, could help. This would be the first D1 football program in Chicago since 1939 when University of Chicago played football in the Big Ten. But they got to also consider the cost here. Having a football team costs a lot of money. Keeping a football team and having a winning football team costs a lot of money. Where are they going to play? Are you going to build a whole new stadium? Will it be covered? Will you let CPS use it? Lots of things that have to be considered in that exploratory committee we'll be putting together. No timeline yet on when they're going to have their findings, but they have launched that together, and hopefully we're going to see some more answers in the coming months.
Yeah. Well, Alex, Northwestern is investigating allegations of hazing in their football program. What do we know?
Not a whole lot at this point. Northwestern, to its own credit, started. We found out about this from the university. They found they hired an outside attorney to investigate allegations of hazing in the Northwestern football team. They've hired Maggie Hickey, who, if that name sounds familiar, it's probably because she is the compliance administrator for the Chicago Police Department consent decree, and the university and the team are going to support the investigation and see what they can find. But yeah, it's an unsettling turn of events for my Northwestern Wildcats.
Not the first hazing allegations they've had either, I believe. This has been an ongoing issue. So.
Oh, wow. Not good.